everybody. Carter turned 6 months old last week, and we wanted to come and talk to you today about our breastfeeding journey. So, hi, yes, here he is, 6 months old. I think he's teething. Yeah, are you teething? Yeah, you see the baby? Anyways, before I get too far into things, I do want to let you know I am obviously not a lactation consultant or a medical professional of any kind. So if you have questions about breastfeeding and the things that I've used or show you, or any of the advice you might need, please feel free to comment below and ask questions. However, you can also seek out a lactation consultant, your doctor, or a breastfeeding support group for perhaps more medically based advice. So I had Carter via C-section 4 days after his due date. We had to go in to be induced, and then we still wound up having to have a C-section. And what I found, being a first-time mother, was that when you tell the nurses that you're planning to breastfeed, they want you to immediately breastfeed. As soon as we were in the recovery room, they wanted him to start. He's laughing because my phone is vibrating over here. And they wanted him to start immediately. We wound up waiting about 15 minutes because I was so out of it from the drugs that I just had no clue what was going on. But, you know, they intuitively, babies know what they're doing. Hi, you want to see? There you go. They know what they're doing, and he was able to breastfeed like champ right away. Unfortunately, that didn't last very long. We had, while we were in the hospital, a lot of issues with latching, as well as some issues with positioning. I tried every different breastfeeding position or hold or whatever you want to call it that I had read about or knew about. The nurses tried everything. They were very helpful and understanding. And newborns don't always know when they want to eat. They just cry because they need to cry. They might be wet. They might have pooped. They might be hungry. They might be sleepy. But anything you can try might not work. So they try to have you feed them on a certain schedule. They actually gave us a sheet in the hospital to keep track of when he was fed, when he had a wet diaper, when he had a poopy diaper, and when we changed him, all that kind of stuff. Just to make sure that all of his functions and everything were working properly. So we had a lot of trouble with latching in the beginning. I need to check. But we kept at it, and even once we got home, we kept at it. They did give me a very wonderful thing to use in the hospital, which I will show you later, a breastfeeding pillow called My Breast Friend, and I had brought my boppy pillow to the hospital. I had brought my boppy pillow to the hospital to use because it was recommended to me that I should bring whatever nursing pillow I was going to use with me to the hospital. However, that one didn't work very well for him. And we tried regular bed pillows and everything. Once they brought in that, though, we did a lot better as far as positioning was concerned. We still took a couple weeks to get his latch quite right, but there was nothing wrong with him. I know some children are born with what's called a tongue tie of sorts, or a lip tie, which could just be the way their lips or tongue might be connected to the rest of their mouth. That can cause some latch issues, but we did not have that. So, you know, once we had a couple weeks of practice, we were breastfeeding just fine, no problems. Then at 4 weeks old, I went back to work. I didn't have to necessarily, but that kind of just worked out for our situation. And because of that, I had to pump while I was at work. And I will be showing you my pump a little bit later. But I can tell you that that is really when our issues kind of began, our real issues. Because of my teaching schedule during the day, I was only able to pump once a day because I would have off in the morning but not off at all in the afternoon. So I was able to pump during my morning plan period, which was fine. That was great. I was pumping probably 3 to 4 ounces, sometimes a little more at each pumping session, which isn't bad. It isn't amazing, but everybody's different. So if you're pumping just know everybody is going to be able to pump a different amount. It's not always the same. And then I would usually feed him again when we got home and then pump again before the evening. However, very quickly my supply started diminishing. And there are a couple of things I have tried that I will kind of let you know about. You can try some of these different things. Gatorade, drinking Gatorade, making sure you're getting enough water. Some people don't get enough water. That could, certainly inhibit. You're not going to make fluids with your body if you don't bring in enough fluids. So that just totally makes sense. You can try some of the different supplements, which I will show you in a little bit. Those kind of things can work for you as well. And of course, more pumping. If you can pump more often, that will teach your body to make more milk when you are pumping. I just didn't have the time to do that. It's not that I wasn't devoted to it, please don't get me wrong. I very much wanted to do it for him. I just wasn't physically able to do so. We did have to start supplementing, and we decided to use Enfamil because we had it on hand. The doctor said, try whatever you have on hand first. He may not need anything special, there's sensitive formulas and all that. We were able to just use regular Enfamil. This is what we use now to supplement, because I am still breastfeeding and supplementing at this time. And we use the blue can, the newborn formula, previously from about 0 to 3 months when we did have to supplement. Another issue I had that I wanted to let you guys know about is letdown. I had a very strange thing, and I can't remember what it's called. I did look it up, but apparently other people have experienced this. Once my breastfeeding got established, my milk supply was established, very strangely, I had this odd thing happening during letdown. I would get this feeling of dread, utter dread during my letdown, and that's the time when your milk starts coming down so it can feed your baby as they're suckling. Very strange. At this time, I don't really feel a letdown anymore. I haven't for a couple months. I don't know if that's because I'm not breastfeeding 100% or what the issue might be with that. But whatever. It is what it is. I'm kind of glad that I'm not feeling that anymore because it was really depressing, actually. So if you're experiencing something like that, it's not odd or crazy. There's nothing wrong with you. Also, something I found interesting, he always eats different amount of times. I really thought it was going to be consistent. He was always going to feed for 20 minutes on this side and 20 minutes on the other side. He would feed a full amount on one side and then a couple minutes on the other side. So make sure you are switching back and forth. I used an app called, what is it called? Just want to make sure I say the right thing. No, not that one, just kidding. Called iBabyFeed. It's a free app in the App Store for the iPhone at least. I'm not sure what's available for Android, but that really helps. It also gives me an alert every 3 hours. So if he hasn't fed, especially when he was little and wouldn't really always tell us when he needed to be fed, that really helped a lot. So something like that can help you out as well. Now, because I am already halfway through my time with you, I do want to show you some of the things I've been talking about, some of the things that I think will help you. First of all, supplement-wise, I used 2 different supplements. One is in a blue bottle, and it's called More Milk Plus, and it's by Mother Love, and I will put a link to it below. I don't have any more of that because I'm not taking it currently. From what I've learned recently, taking a supplement like that, after a couple weeks your body gets used to it and it no longer works for you. So then I also started taking, that I ordered off of Amazon. I'm taking now fenugreek, and this you can just get at Walmart. It's like $5 for, what is this, 100 capsules. You take, however many you think you need to a day. Look at the directions, of course. I take 3 a day. You can take a little more than that as well. And that my body is now kind of becoming immune to, I think, because I'm definitely not producing as much as I did before. Also, he's now eating solids, so that he gets 1 solid feeding a day, and we're very soon going to make it 2. That definitely affects your supply as well, because if they're not breastfeeding as much, because they're getting filled with other foods, that will certainly affect your supply. Something I recommend if you're going to be working is a pump. Or if you're just going to be leaving the house occasionally, you don't need anything major. You can get a hand pump. This is a Lancino one. This worked really well for me. You can get a single electric pump like this one. This is the Even Flow Simply Go. This one is battery operated or can be plugged in. This is a single electric pump. And then I wound up getting the Medela backpack pump, which I'll try to open it up here with one hand. Okay, there's a motor inside, tubing. It is okay to get a used pump. Just make sure you replace the pieces that touch the pump. And you don't want to get a pump where the milk is recycled through the motor, because that is not something that you can change out or clean. So as long as you get something like the Medela, where the milk only goes through the actual, I don't have them, they're in the other room, this part, the flanges and that, then you're okay. You just replace the tubing and the flanges and the bottles, get your own. Make sure you sterilize them, of course, and then you're good to use a motor or pump that came from someone else. I happened to get mine for a good deal on sale from Baby Darling. I didn't really want the backpack style. I think the tote is a little less conspicuous as far as, oh, I'm bringing my pump to work. But it's okay. It was cheaper, and I knew I wasn't going to be working for a long time, and it was a temporary position. So kind of worked out. Along with that, you'll need breast milk storage bags. These I happen to get at Goodwill. That's why there's a funny dollar sign on there. And they work like this. The nice thing is, they have a little, it shows on the bottom how many ounces are in there, but please don't count on that to count properly for you, because it may not count properly for you. And then you can actually, you squeeze out the air and they will freeze flat in your freezer, which is nice for stacking them, so I can keep them in a bin in the freezer, and then I would just take the amount that I needed to his sitter for the day. I also use these micro steam bags, quick clean bags from Medela. Also got these at Goodwill. Goodwill's a good place to look for baby stuff. And they're brand new. The box is sealed. It's fine. Instead of paying full price, why should I? You can use this up to 20 times. It goes in the microwave with some water in the bottom. Follow the directions. So I have a ton of these, and it's great because you can sanitize your pump parts in there, your bottles, your pacifiers, everything you need to sanitize in those. So that's really good. At the beginning of your breastfeeding journey, you will need some stuff to help when you're sore, okay? I would recommend the Earth Mama Angel Baby Natural Nipple Butter. This is my favorite by far. It's completely natural. You can use, the lanolin, other things like that. I tried a couple different ones. I used the Medela brand and the Lancino brand, and this is my favorite. It seems to work the best. I'm not sure what's in here. Organic olive oil, cocoa seed butter, organic shea, wax, organic calendula, and mango seed butter. So nothing that I can't pronounce, and I am by no means vegan or organic or anything like that, but it just really worked out for me. And then gel pads. These happen to be the Lancino Soothes gel pads. You can use these one set for up to 72 hours of wear time, so I haven't even used that much. I just keep them around in case I need to use them again. If you're really sore, they're great. And finally, I did want to show you the 2 nursing pillows I had. The Boppy, we got this one at a consignment store, resale store, for $20. Has a nice velvety thing here. This works well now that he's older. When he was teeny tiny, this did not work. And the last thing, my favorite, is the Breastfeeding pillow. It adjusts with a Velcro thing. It does come off to wash, just like the Boppy. There's a little pocket for, I don't know, your remotes, your nipple butter, what have you. And then it just connects with one of these little plastic clippers. So I am out of time, but if you have any questions, I'm going to try to remember to link everything below so you can find it. If you have any questions, please comment below, and thank you for watching.